Okay. I think I need to turn on my video. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So it's the 22nd day of April, and I think the weather looks good over here. And we're delighted to welcome you all to this interactive session. My name is Oluchi Johnson Achiburi. I'm the Digital Product Manager at Faith Foundation, and I'll be your moderator for today. So about 2 weeks ago, we launched our latest online courses. I know you saw the video clip at the beginning for aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs in the logistics, short-term rental, fashion, film, and video production space. So if you didn't attend that launch, you missed, but not to worry. We encourage you to visit our e-learn platform. The web address is elearning.faithfoundation.org. It's on the screen, and explore what we have there. So today's interactive session is an offshoot of the launch, and we're very, very excited to chat with our guests. So I just wanted to confirm if he is on the call yet. Okay, yes, I think he is here. So, okay. So our guest today, who is none other than Ekene Mekwunye. So Ekene is an award-winning filmmaker with interests also in TV production and photography. He is the CEO of Riverside Production, and his films got 5 nominations at the AMVCA 2022. And these nominations include being the best director. So he has done, over 8 feature films and counting, and all his released feature films made it to #1 rank on Netflix Nigeria. These movies have also been screened at Nollywood Week Paris in consecutive editions, as well as other international film festivals in all the continents of the world, including the Durban International Film Festival, and much more. So he also runs a free training workshop called the Imagery Program that teaches young people the art of screenwriting, acting, and filmmaking from the best filmmakers in Africa. Ekene has a degree in insurance from the University of Lagos, and he studied filmmaking at the New York Film Academy, Universal Studios in Los Angeles. He is part of the executive MBA program at the Lagos Business School and an adjunct faculty member at the School of Media and Communication, Pan-Atlantic University, Lagos. And as well, he is a mentor at Faith Foundation. I mean, his achievements go on and on. And I would also like to mention that Ekene is currently on the set of one of his biggest productions ever. Well, he took time out to be with us. So please, 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 let's ensure that we maximize this opportunity. So without much further ado, let's welcome Ekene. Okay, can we unmute his video? Hi, Ekene.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Okay, you see, Ekene is interested. Like I mentioned, he's on a movie set. Oh, so great to have you here. Thank you for making time to be with us.
I can't even see myself, but I had to go and hide in the car somewhere so that I
Okay.
can do this. Like you said, I'm shooting, but immediately I saw this and I saw the date, I was like, no, I will create that time no matter what it takes. So here we are. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes, yes. Here we are. Okay. I will try and okay, somebody said it's the cap for me. We'll try and make it make it just the 1 hour so that you can get back to what you're doing. Okay. So
It's a
I think,
special day. That's why the cap is there.
oh yes, a very special day. Okay. So I think one of the major questions that people want to find out is first and foremost is why? Why films, right? And maybe how long you've been doing this. We'd like to know.
Okay, so why film? I feel there's some questions you can't answer. I think for me that question is one of those questions that's answer. Why? Because I don't think I chose film. I think film chose me. I was not one of those that grew up saying, "Oh, I want to be a great filmmaker," or one of those that grew up being on set and saying things. I was not that person. I was just a guy growing up doing different things. And I can tell you how I started this. I was I was I used to I used to have these friends that were creatives. They were into advertising and the likes, and I mean they were way ahead of me and they contributed so much. I had almost nothing to contribute in our partnership. So whenever we needed to shoot something, we'd go and hire people. So I decided one day that why don't I just learn production so that I can contribute that to this our small company that we started. So that's how I reached out to Amaka Igwe and I started learning production. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that it would bring me to where I am today. Never. So it wasn't something I planned. I think that was just how God orchestrated it, and I'm grateful to have been here. For how long have I been doing this? Not so long. I've been doing this for I mean, um, professionally, I've been doing this for about 10 years now. Yeah, about 10 years.
Sorry, I was speaking. I didn't know I was muted. Okay. Great to know. 10 years, but okay, maybe unprofessionally, like, how long have you
Yeah,
been doing?
on professionally, say about that's 14 years. 14 years.
Wow. Wow. We must really commend with all the achievements. And, it's like you said, it has not been long, 14 years, if we put that together. Okay, so what would you say excites you most about this field? Because now you said it wasn't something you initially planned. So what made it stick?
So I'll tell you what I see as what excites me the most about this field is this. So if you want to be a medical doctor, I can tell you you have to spend say 6, 7 years in university. You have to spend this years doing this and that. If you want to be an engineer, you spend this years, you have to get this certification, you have to do this. If you want to be a filmmaker, you can watch films for in fact, one day, pick up the camera the next day and start making films.
Oh,
And
wow.
you don't need anybody's validation. Anybody.
Okay.
You can you can beat your chest and say I'm a filmmaker. You can just shoot one thing and say I'm a filmmaker. And if they ask you what film have you done, you can show them that small thing that you've done and you're a filmmaker. It's what excites me the most that you have all the powers in your hand. There is nobody coming to control you, to tell you that you must do it this way. And for me, it's the power is given to young people. How did I start? I told you I went to Amaka Igwe and they organized this workshop. This workshop was just for 2 months, right? It was just for 2 months. And when I finished, I started working at Mnet. And I still remember for what I learned for 2 months, my first salary was more than the salary of those that went to university to study for 5 years. And that really got me thinking. Because in this industry, nobody's looking at your certificates, even though they are good. We're looking at what can you do. what can you contribute? And for me, it's that power that it gives you, that it gives you love. Because I see a lot of young people just moving around without so much direction. And I've been able to help a few of them. I said, okay, you know, come and learn production, come and learn this. And there's so many places you can add value in this value chain. Um, you can even if it's the service industry. I met a guy. Um, I met a guy a few days ago. He was supposed to give me some locations for this film I'm making, and I'm trusting. We went to the same film school, and he's well educated. And what he does in location, I was asking him, how did you get here? And he said to himself, and said to me, he said, when I found out that so many of you were making films, I don't want to come and start struggling with you people. So I said to come and start to be in the service area where I'll just give you the locations you need to make films. I don't need to be making films. And this guy is making a lot of money. In fact, it's been said that he's the reason why locations are expensive now in Lagos. A lot of money. So there's so many places you can play. There's sound, there's music, there's makeup, um there are those that work in the lighting department. There's so many areas, and right now these people don't get paid small money. So you can build a career in it and you start earning a lot of money from, maybe not so much when you start, but you start earning money from the next day. As long as there's a set where you can work and they can employ you, you start making money. So that's, for me, that's one of the things that fascinates me the most about this industry. Apart from the fact that it gives you the opportunity to play God, which is one thing I love. I mean, we are creators. We create something out of nothing, and put it all over the world, and it takes up a life of its own. When you release a film, it takes up a life of its own. You can't even control it anymore. People are going to tell you what they think about it. It's irrespective of what you think you made. They'll tell you, this is what I saw. And you can't really argue with them. So that's what I love about this film.
Oh, okay, great. So if you're saying this now, so where's the place of, maybe I would like to ask, the place of excellence? Is this what happens when we see films where there are like maybe five people in a room and then they produce that? Because you say it has like zero, very low entry barrier, which is good. But where is also the place of, because you also hear people spend a lot of money to produce good films. So I guess the question is, how do you move from that to the very good films?
Thank you. In fact, thank you so much for this question.
Hmm.
So you see, life meets you at different phases. Um, so when you make your, I remember when I teach people, one of the things I do is during my workshop, I make you make a film. Even when I teach in the university where I teach as an adjunct faculty, I tell them my exam is not, I'm not going to be setting questions. I'll be asking you for you to come and blow the grammar for me. I tell you my exam from day one, and my exam is that you're going to make a film. And one thing I always encourage people to do when they are done that first one, they're always ashamed. you know, it's easy for people to criticize films until you make one. Um, that you never get to understand until you've made the film. So um, when they make a film, I always encourage them to post share it, because it's never great first time you make a film. I don't know any filmmaker that their first film, was that's great. I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but as you continue to make films, you get better. So I'm not saying that, just do anything. But when you make a film, you learn from it, and your next film is always going to be better. And you get to a point where you know that I can't make a certain kind of film. Um, it's when you start up. It's just like, even when those that go to medical school. I don't want to believe that immediately you graduate, you can cure whatever it is that comes to you. You get better at it. So it's the same thing with filmmaking. Your first film is not going to be great, but you're going to learn from it, and you're going to keep improving and improving. So unfortunately, you are going to have to live with watching some films that won't be that great, just because at the point that the filmmaker made that film,
Yeah.
So it's something that you have to live with,
Mhm.
because even the great filmmakers today, they have films that they made that they will have to close their eyes when they are watching it, but it's still them that made that film. It's just that they got better at it, you know.
Okay. Good, good to know. At least now we know that we are subject to watching those kind of films. Okay, so but what would you say, or can you walk us through a project where you faced significant challenges and how you overcame them to deliver a successful outcome?
Hmm. There's no project that does not come with significant challenges in the film. In the film, like this film I'm making right now. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I mean, see, it's part of the work.
Yeah.
I go into a project knowing fully well that I am going to face demons. You know, it comes with the work, and something I'm prepared for at every point in time. I mean, and the kind of things you face is not even something. A lot of it you don't even envisage them, the way they hit you, and but those are the things that make make you a better filmmaker, because as you overcome these challenges, you become better, at doing it. Especially when you're a producer, they come with different challenges, different challenges. Let me give you just a few. This production I'm doing, you've made deals with certain people and say you need these cars at so and so time, and you need these cars to shoot this scenes, because you can't without these cars you can't shoot this scene. And they would call you when you're about to shoot and tell you, oh, sorry, something happened. And these are very specific cars. It's not just a car you can just call off somebody. You need a Rolls Royce Ghost, for instance. It's not a car you can call up your neighbor, say, I beg, we can quickly use your Rolls Royce. And that can ruin your shoot for that day. Um, I have never made a film in the kind of location. I've never gotten the kind of locations I need to make a film, like the kind of film I want. So virtually every location I use is, well, I think I can make do with this. It's not the location that I would say this is the exact kind of location I'm looking for.
Hmm.
That has always been a huge problem that I have to deal with. So you have to deal with working with crew members that have their own agenda sometimes. You have to deal with working with actors that, um, you tell them call time is 10 o'clock and they will show up till 2 o'clock. And God help you if they are going to be in every scene. It means that all of you just have to sit down and wait till then. Different things, just come up. Then, of course, budgets. When we made the budget for this film, I think a dollar was 750 or so. And by the time we were about to start shooting, a dollar was about 1,009. And you can't go back to it and say,
Yeah, but it has come down, so I guess.
as the prices come down, as the prices come down.
Okay, okay.
So you would always face challenges, and it's something I tell my team is, I'm never afraid of challenges. In fact, I'm expecting them. The question is, what are you going to do when they come? And we always weather the storm, always, always. So I don't think the challenges are a problem. It's how you respond to them.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. So you're saying you just find a way. Do you like have different plan A, B, C, D to ensure that
Oh,
you mitigate these challenges as they come?
oh yes.
Okay. So but I think so how do you stay informed about new trends and technologies in the field?
Well, I mean, I don't spend every day shooting, so I'm not one of those filmmakers that make a film every month. Um, I probably make a film a year or at the very most two. Um, and how long are you going to spend shooting? Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I have, what do I do those other times when I'm not shooting? That's what I'm doing. I'm studying and keeping myself abreast of what's happening um, in other parts of the world. I'm improving myself. So that's, in fact, I think I would rather say that's my job because I don't spend so much time on sets. In a whole year, I don't spend more than 6 weeks on set in a full year. So that's what I spend time doing and also selling my products. I mean, as well as, teaching this. So that's pretty much what I spend my time doing. And the internet is one of God's greatest blessings to mankind, especially YouTube. There is nothing you can learn from YouTube. I keep telling people that's the biggest university in the world and it's free. All you need is data, and your phone or your laptop. There's so much you can learn there. I mean, there's so much rubbish there too, but
Yeah.
that's why you have to be wise too and know how to separate, you know, um the shaft from the wheat.
Okay, great. I mean, you've said a lot around even just starting today with your film, whether it's your phone or a camera. So I think we'd like to know the difference between film production and video production, because for a startup, someone who just has their phone and they are trying to start up something, how do we separate that to as you now progress to bigger productions?
Okay, so a film is also a video. Um, I think
Okay,
you
but
just have to
it's just, yeah,
go about
nomenclature. Let's see how
about
we
these
define.
terms that we use. So a film can be a minute long,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, a, a film can be a minute long. In fact, one of the most powerful short films I've seen was just a minute long. Um, so it's what's when you shoot something. I mean, so yes, you can call it a video, but it depends on for what purpose are you using. If you want to tell a story, um, then we call that a film because it's a medium that we use to to tell stories where we shoot something. Um, well, then when it's a long one, call it a feature film. But the films, but you could just shoot something to document. You could shoot a video to document something. Um, Even though maybe because I'm looking at it as a filmmaker, because I mean, it could end up being a documentary. I will also call that, you know, um, um, a documentary feature. Um, so it's first is for what purpose are you recording what you're recording, and the purpose will also determine how you're going to film it. Are you recording it to as a commercial, something to advertise a product? And if you look at it to, we also call that a film. Even some commercials, some maybe see I'm looking at everything through the eye of filmmaker because some commercials, when you see the way they shoot it, you'll see that this can also be called film, even though the purpose for it is to sell a product, to bring awareness to a certain product. So I think the way you differentiate some of the things is the purpose for which you're using it for, and that will also determine how you're going to film it. But at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're telling a story, and we're all storytellers, and the camera is there to help us tell the story um, with sound as well.
Okay, so where would you categorize the skit makers? Because I mean that's usually where young people start now. They shoot a small skits and start from there.
There's even an award at the AFDCA for them as well because
Yeah.
they're also filmmakers. You can see that's what I'm saying, like for what purpose? Because that is what determines how you make it because they they already know that they don't plan to go beyond 2 to 3 minutes,
Okay.
and they're mainly there to entertain. So their skits are usually hilarious, something and because of the short attention span that a lot of people have right now, there's some people
Mm-hmm.
that it's difficult for them to sit down for 60 minutes to watch something. So they would rather watch those short skits and 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 be entertained. So the difference between them and us basically, and if you look at a lot of these skit makers, because of course a lot of them are making a lot of money now. They're no longer using their phones like when they started. They are
Yeah.
now using proper cameras. They are now
Cameras, yeah.
using proper editors,
Mm.
because they realize that this is how I'm making money. So the difference between them and us is just that they tell a story in 2 minutes. We tell a story in 90 minutes, pretty
Oh,
much.
okay.
Pretty much.
So yeah, depending on where you want to start. So the encouragement is anybody can start anywhere. So
Anywhere, anywhere.
okay. So what would you say are the okay, maybe let's take it like this. Describe the various pre-production stages of film and video production. Yes, I heard you say at the beginning that you can just carry your camera, watch a film today, and you start. But what are those key things that have to be in place before you can even say, okay, now I want to produce something? So maybe something on a larger scale.
Okay, so I was very specific when what I said. I said,
When you said
not
what you
just
said.
carry your, not just carry your camera. As I said, you watch films and you see how they make them, and you say, okay, I want to make my films like this. So
Okay.
there has to be something that you have seen, and you say, I want to replicate. I want to do something like this.
Mm.
So for those of us that make feature films. But even if you're not making feature films, I mean, the first point of call is to have a story first,
Yeah.
because you're not going to be making a film. You're not going to get on set and say, okay, what are we going to do? You stand there, you just stand there and start creating things.
I mean, I've heard
Excuse
of
me.
freestyling. I heard there are some sets that don't even have a script. You just freestyle.
Um, so in every profession there are myths. I
Oh,
think that's
okay.
one of the myths. I think that's one of the myths of Nollywood. That's not true.
Okay.
Because you at least even have a story first,
Mhm.
you know. So, um, oh, okay, sorry. So the first point of call is usually is to have a script, to have or have a story at the very least. So some people just have a story and they want to make into a film, and so then you can hire a screenwriter, who now helps you to write it for screen. So when you now have a screenplay, you now have an idea of the kind of film you want to make. Um, then that's where the producer comes in, where you now create a budget to look at, okay, how much is this going to cost? Then you start putting a team together, you hire a director and hire other crew members. You start looking at locations. Um, then you get the production designer to look at the locations and see how they can make it fit. Get others like then you start hiring the actors, get equipment and the lights. And you see that process is where the main work is. A lot of people think that the work is in the filming. As far as I'm concerned, the filming is just about 20% of the work. The
Mm.
main work is in pre-production. It's in planning.
Mm.
Um, because you don't just show up, like I was talking about cars to shoot. You don't just wake up and get on set and say, okay, we need cars to shoot today. Where are we going to get these cars? I mean, you can end up calling boats, over and you use their car, but you see, what if your story says that the guy is a very wealthy man, and you now see him driving one small Toyota Corolla? Then that's where you begin to kill um your production value or even lose your audience. So this film that I'm doing now, we said that this guy is a very rich guy. So and he has to travel somewhere. So I had to hire a private jet
Oh,
to shoot.
wow. Okay.
You don't want to know how much that cost me. I could have shot that film without the private jet. I said, oh, he just traveled and we'll just show you one jet flying in the air.
Uh-huh.
But you can't compare it to using my actor walking majestically into the private jet and the air hostess welcoming him. And you see him sit down inside the private jet and we'll take those shots. And, he's being pampered and the plane is taxiing the road. It's not the same thing. So I had to go that extra mile to tell the story. So and you know how long it takes to plan that, and you're going to shoot at I think the aviation industry is one of the most regulated industries in the world. Before a dog can pass there, there are
Mm.
certain permissions that needs. Do you know how many different bodies that we need to talk to? You have to talk to fan, you have to talk to this, you have to talk to that, you have to get this permission, you have to get that. That's where
Oh,
the
wow.
planning comes in. Just for you to shoot at the airport alone, do you know how many? Do you know the
Mm.
different departments? There were like 6 different departments that had to be there for us to even do that shoot. So
Wow.
it's a lot of wherever you're going to shoot. We had to shoot at a resort. We had to shoot different places. You don't just wake up that morning and tell them that I'm coming to shoot. And these actors, you have to tell them way ahead of time because these actors are booked ahead. So you have
Hello, hi, Ekene. Okay.
that shot. We've been talking with them since. That's okay. Can hear me. The actors that we shot, we've been talking with them since January, since December, January. A lot
Wow.
of them got our contracts since January. In fact, we had even paid some of them since January.
Wow. Okay.
So crew members had been paid since early last month. Um, so it's not just something you just shop. We plan, and that's where the main work is. So that when you come on set, you're just executing what you've planned out. Then after shooting, then there's post-production, um, which you have another set of people that take care of. So you have the person that is in charge of music. Um, the sometimes they are the person that also do the score. Score is different from music. Then
Mm.
you have the person that is editing. Then you have the person that is doing color correction and grading. Then you have the person that is doing sound design. you know um Sometimes that's a different person. So you have different people, that's you have to be working with in order to make this happen. Then by the time you're now done with that, it's not hurrah for you, because especially if it's your project or you're a producer, you
Mm-hmm.
spent like 100 million on that project. That
Wow.
project make at least 100 million,
Yeah.
at least.
I mean, someone is asking here how much. He said, how much was it? What's the question again? Uh, they said, we want to know how much, please. How much you rented the jet? That's a joke on the side. Yeah, I can imagine it's usually a lot of work. So maybe the question would now be, so which do you think is very essential? I mean, we've talked about pre-production, post-production, then there's the filming itself. Which one can you not drop the ball on?
All of them.
Oh, all of them have to be
All of
tight.
them. If you drop the ball on one, it would rubbish the others.
Oh,
All of
okay.
them, especially pre-production, because there are some things that if you don't get it right when you shoot, there is no magician that is going to fix it for you when you are done in post-production. I'm not going to shoot somebody um with a cap and I go into
Mhm.
post-production and I'll remove the cap. I mean,
Okay. So yeah, I think maybe the question I want to ask is, have there been situations where um you've shot a scene and then by the time you're looking at it in post-production, you see that I think we need to reshoot and yeah.
yes, it happens. We have reshoots. They happen.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, post-production is the editing room is like judgment day for a lot of us filmmakers. Sometimes you think like, man, I don't kill them, man, this film dies. Then you get into the post-production studio and you see
Mm.
that you just done rubbish.
Oh wow.
Or there's something that was hanging somewhere very visible and you didn't say it because of the pressure that you're in while
Mm.
you were making the film. Yeah, so it does happen that we have to go do reshoots. I have been blessed to have never done a reshoot. That's not because I mean in one of the films, I'll be very honest, I really wanted to do a reshoot. It was just because I didn't have the time and the budget. Because
Mm.
so sometimes we say, we'll live with it sometimes.
Oh wow. Yeah, that explains some things because I can be very critical. I know some movies where you watch and you're like, I mean, how didn't they notice it? Like, it's very obvious. Why? Especially for continuity. That one,
Yeah,
it irks me a lot. You see, maybe
yeah,
somebody is wearing a particular style of hair. In
yeah,
the next scene, maybe they were supposed to have walked to the room. By the time they get to the room, they're wearing a different hair. Like, what
yeah.
in the world is that?
So no,
Hmm.
that one I will go and reshoot it. I can assure you. Those kind of things can never happen myself. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that there's sometimes. So the ones that I mean, for someone like me, especially with regards to budgets, that we say, oh, we'll leave it, maybe something small that a lot of people, in fact, most people don't notice. But I know that there are some people that, that is their profession. Their job is to look for the mistakes that we make. They will not, they will not tell you made a good film, oh. They will not say the good things that you did, though. But you see that small thing, that tiny thing,
Oh,
they will always
yes.
see.
Yes.
That's the one that they will see and say, hey, see now, they say they are making film. See, let me tell you something again. And this is not me making an excuse. I mean, I always tell you, I strive as much as I can to to make a good film. Sometimes budget can be a huge constraint, I'll not lie. Because there are
Mm-hmm.
times I really want to do some things, but you've expended all the money you won't do it for the time. And president will be looking at you like this. Go and do it now. You do with your money. Sometimes this and the filmmaking is a very expensive hobby. Um,
Mm.
so sometimes we'll just look at it and we'll say, especially when if you know you don't have the budget. I mean, this is not like Hollywood where they are using, $100 million to make a movie.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we're just managing our resources. So sometimes some of those mistakes that you say you saw, we even saw it before you.
So
Na na
why did
na
they go
na
ahead?
condition. That's
A
what I just explained.
condition.
Na
Okay.
condition make traffic spread. But it's not all the cases. There are lots of cases that will say, especially when it's such, scandalous, will say like instead of me to release this film, I'd rather not release this. I will wait, perhaps to save money for 2 years to remake to correct this. But there are some that are so small that they're just so small. Like someone, like I'll give you an instance. We're shooting something and someone said, there was one bottle water there in the shots.
Mm.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, so you see that in this world that there's no bottled water, you know. So I said, okay. And there was someone standing there looking, and like, they are not the only people in this world that we created now. There's some
Mm.
other people, So, and sometimes the things you call a mistake was deliberate. Sometimes because
Well,
you're not telling the story, you don't know why the decisions that were made sometimes. Sometimes some things that you call a mistake was deliberate because the storyteller was trying to use it to say something. It's just that
it did
probably
not translate because if
it
we're
didn't
seeing it as a
translate.
mistake, then that means it didn't
Probably it
translate.
didn't translate perfectly to what they were trying to get, or probably, I mean, you were not that intelligent enough to catch it the way they they put it.
Yeah, but ultimately, I'm the customer, so I should be able to. You should be able to
I
translate. So if
I
I'm getting
agree
it,
100%, hundred
then
percent, and
they
that's why
have
I
missed
always say,
the point.
because you're not going to go to everybody's house. Say, "Hey, see this thing. This is why we need to do this way. Oh."
Yes.
You can't do that. So I agree with you. But again, also forget. I think it's also important I say this. Thank you. Not
Mm.
every film is for everybody.
Okay.
Films
Agree.
have their target audience.
Yes. Ekene, you're muted. Okay. Okay. Mhm.
There are some films I will tell you that if you make it in Nigeria here, you're only
Mm.
making it for 5% of the Nigerian audience.
Yes.
Especially some of these Oscar films. Some of these
Hmm.
Oscar films, they are not very commercial.
Yeah, yeah. They are not usually.
Tell them I'm in the person. So some of these Oscar, sorry, hold on. Tell them I'm here. That's who we'll go to. So some of these Oscar films, they are not they're not done for everyone. And you have to have a certain level of exposure, a certain level of intelligence to be able to understand some of the things that they are trying to tell you. So you also have to understand that not every film is made for everyone. Not every film is made for everyone. You have to just understand that certain films have their audience. Yeah.
Okay, so please just tell them we have a few more minutes, so you can go back. But we have some questions here. Somebody is asking who determines what, this is from Ahide Adum. He said, who determines what elements are vital to the movie? For instance, how did the private jet add to the creative and commercial value of the project?
So who determines? I mean, it's pretty much the director. When you watch a film, what you are seeing is the vision of the director. Um,
Okay.
but the director also doesn't create some things from thin air. I didn't decide that even though yes, I said yes, I'm going to hire a private jet for this. But the reason why I also did it was because it was written in the script that he took a private jet because they're trying to show that he's a very wealthy man. He's a man of means. So it's not just me deciding, oh, I want a jet if there is no jet in the script. Because don't forget, I have a script that is guiding um how I tell the story. Uh, so the person that makes the decisions as to how we get what elements for the film is the director. Because when you watch a film, it's the director's vision that you're watching.
Okay, so it's safe to say that the director, you can have a good story and then maybe the director directs it out of its goodness or can make it better than what it is. Um,
And vice versa. You can
yeah,
have a
yeah, it's
good
vice versa. That's why I
story.
say it can make it better or it can make it
Yeah.
worse. Yeah, so
Yeah, because
it's
you can have a good story, and when you see the final film, you'll be wondering, is this the
you'll be
story?
wondering, is this the same
You
story?
know,
Yes.
and the director can take a wax story, and
And
make an angel from the stone. So
okay.
that's why you have
Okay,
to be
so
particular about who you work with.
who you work with. Very, very important. Okay, so we have another question here. It says, thanks for the insights you've shared, but could you please tell us about your funding? Look, I don't know about the funding sources, for productions and offer advice for emerging filmmakers on accessing funding. Also, what funding opportunities are available for young filmmakers in the industry?
Yeah, very, very, very important question. I still remember when I made my first film, Light in the Dark.
Hmm.
I have to write a book about that experience. I went through hell and back, you know.
Hmm. Yeah,
It
okay.
was crazy. Let me pause. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. You're muted again.
So,
Okay, I can hear you now.
okay. So I, well, to be very honest to you, um, there's no, in other parts of the world, they have certain funds that are allocated for things like this. In Nigeria, it's almost non-existent. So if you're going to make a film, you have to, it's family and friends first. You
Hmm.
know, I had to, for each of my films, I had to make a business plan
Hmm.
on how I intend, because see, this is a business too. Um, I know some people look at it as a hobby. This for me is a business, so this is what I used to feed my family. And this is what I used to
Yes, yes.
pay
Uh-huh.
for, pay the bills. So if I'm putting 1 naira into it, that 1 naira had better come back, oh, and go and
Mm-hmm.
bring his friends along too. You know, it's a business. You know, so if somebody, and I'll give you an instance, this particular film I'm making right now, it's taken over. It's as at now. We hopefully would wrap the major scenes for today and maybe just shoot our staff shots later. But as I speak with you, it has taken about 100 million already. You know,
Wow.
so it's it has it had better make the money back, because if it doesn't, how are you going to make another film?
Yes.
You know, so if you are going to now tell people to come and invest in your film, then you have to look for a way. Then you have to find out how you're going to make money from that film. You know, maybe in other clients, you have a distributor who will just take it from you and do everything. But in Nigeria, is our country is a very peculiar country. Things don't work the way they work in other parts of the world here. You know, so um, for me to raise money, I'm thinking about myself now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to look for family and friends and let them know this is what I'm trying to do. You know, and that's why you have to start from somewhere and let them
Hmm.
see that you are doing something. Because one of the things that helped me was that when I came back from film school, I made a short film titled Oblivious, you know, and I entered it for the awards. And as God will have it, I won an AMVC, you know, and they saw me climb stage to come and collect award on TV. So when I now told them that I want to make a feature film, they saw that this guy don't they try, you know, so we'll contribute 100K there, 200K here, 300K here. You start gathering it, and those that I'll tell you, okay, they are going to invest. You know how to write a business plan and tell them, okay, this is how I plan to market the film. And before I made the film, I went to meet distributors as well and found out from them how does film make money? Because if I'm going to collect 10 million from my friend, or I'm going to collect 10
Hmm.
million from my uncle, I need to be able to pay him back that 10 million. Otherwise, I dare not go and meet him next time to say I need money to make a film,
Yeah.
you know. And I dare not even go and meet other family members, because he's going to go and tell other family members that they can took money from me and he has not paid me back, or I have not gotten the money back, you know. So I had to look for ways of how film makes money and write a proper business plan so that I could get that money back, you know. And I won't lie, that first film, you know, it took the grace of God, you know, but again, it was all part of the learning process. You know, it was all part of the learning process. You know, I remember my one of the people that funded invested in film. said to me when it wasn't going well. I said, don't worry, we'll just look at it as school fees money for you, you know. And I mean, in the long run, we were able to make, some money back, especially, when we went on Netflix and the likes. So, um, the banks will tell you, we don't understand your industry. We don't give people for loan.
Oh,
Banks
wow.
don't give filmmakers loan. They don't even, except sometimes they'll tell you, oh, we have this creative this, we have this creative that, funding for this. I'll tell you, I mean, as I speak with you, I have never been able to access any kind of loan that is in that regard. I'm not saying that it doesn't, that they don't exist, but
Mm.
I can count the, the people that I know that in the film industry that are able to access those kind of things. And if out of how many of us, maybe I can only find like two people or three people, then how do we say that's really, really is in existence?
Mm. Okay. So essentially, they should have a business plan and, of course, factor the returns on investment. So it's not enough to
Oh yeah,
pump in those funds. You must plan how you want to make that money back. Great.
yeah.
So somebody is asking here, can you please share the channels of distribution and marketing to enable recouping investment? So maybe one or two distribution channels you know about.
Yeah, um there are different ways. In fact, there are different windows as well. When you are starting, it might be difficult to get product placements. Um, these brands might not want to talk with you. Um, but that's one way that you can start to make money even before you make the film. You know. Then when you're premiering your film, sometimes there are brands that can also, decide to support, those kind of things. And but these are mainly for established filmmakers, or that can also have private viewing for certain people of means. Um, they pay good money for those private viewings. Um,
Hmm.
but these are just ways that you can make your films, even make money even before you release it. But the traditional or channels that you have cinema, even though cinema is like war right now in Nigeria, um, because it's for you to make money, you have to invest a lot of money in marketing, a lot of money,
Oh, wow.
um,
Okay.
a lot of money in marketing. Um, for you to, so when you hear some of films made this kind of money, that kind of money, they forget the amounts that the filmmaker spends in marketing that
In
film.
marketing. Yeah.
And not just in Nigeria. I think especially everywhere in the world. You know how much Hollywood spends in marketing a film? It's
Hmm.
it's 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 a lot of money. And so we also have windows, windows like in-flight entertainment. I've been to have my films in airlines like United, Emirates, KLM, and all these likes, and they pay for it. Before I
Hmm.
even go to the Netflix and Amazon Primes of this world, you also have TV, the likes of, African Magic and Roku. Then you also have, and yeah, then online, so you have the likes of Showmax and Go. But another interesting thing about it is this, you know, the beauty of content is this, and this is why I say content is king. So this cap I'm wearing now, the manufacturer that made this cap could only
Hmm.
sell this cap to me. I have bought it. They can never make money from this cap again. It's gone.
Oh, okay.
But I can make a film, and my even after I'm gone, after many years,
Hmm.
many years, my
Hmm.
children still be making money from my film.
Hmm.
Do you know how much? Okay. Do you know how much friends that they stopped shooting is when makes every year?
Hmm.
And the same thing with music. Do you know how much Michael Jackson made last year? Michael Jackson,
Hmm.
or even Prince, that has been dead since perhaps before I was born or I was a child. These guys make more money than all our top artists put together. That's what
Hmm.
content, that's how content is, because I can license my film to A, I license the same film to B, license the same film to C, license the film to D. Like till tomorrow, sometimes I just get a mail. Like, in fact, interesting, I don't even know how to even get my email address.
Hmm.
And they all we're waiting to license this your film that I have not forgotten about.
Oh, wow.
And they say, oh yes, we paid so and so dollars for the film. And look, and some of these people are from outside the country. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
even know. And the beauty of it is I don't need to travel to them. You know, they
Hmm.
send me a link, I send it to them, I send my account details to them. I have a DOM account and they can send to me. And
Hmm.
this is something I forgotten about. And the reason why is because you can't, there are lots of channels everywhere, TV channels or
Hmm.
online channels. You can't just take
Hmm.
a film and start put it on a channel. Netflix cannot just take a film and say, "Ah, we like this film. We saw it on YouTube and we put it on our channel." They can't, because
Oh, wow.
that's an easy way I can make money. I'll sue them because I own intellectual property.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they need your content, you need to meet you, and they license it from you.
Okay.
So because they need content for their platforms, they reach out to content um, providers like me that make films and say, well, we like your film, want it on our platform, want it on our channel, and they need to pay for it. And when we say pay, it's not in perpetuity, it's not they put it there and for the rest of their life. So it's they have terms. So Netflix usually does 2 years, Prime Video does 3 years, and after the 2 years, like my film like that, after the 2 years, if
Mm-hmm.
they want it again, then they have to come and pay again.
Wow. Good to know. Okay, so we have 1 more minute to the 1 hour mark, but we have some questions here. So I wanted to know, can you give us 5 more minutes or it's too tight?
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay, so let's take
Fine,
this question.
we can take 10 of 15. I'm heading to a location right now. So
Okay, okay, great. Okay, so somebody is asking, what's your advice on distribution? So it's still the same question, but different. How should a filmmaker approach distribution if you are targeting big streamers like Netflix and Prime Video?
so organizations like Netflix, they are like spirits. You don't see them. You just feel them. Um, so
Okay,
that's why you work with an aggregator. They are called aggregators. I mean,
okay,
yeah, distributors. For the aggregators, in other words, Netflix doesn't want to deal with you. They want to deal with them.
okay,
So you talk with them, they take your film, Netflix likes it. So um, they take your film to Netflix, Netflix pays them, they pay you. So they pay you the amount that Netflix is going to pay, just that they do it at for a percentage.
of course. Yeah, definitely.
Um, so that's how you target this until you get to a certain point where um, you are now talking with them directly, like I'm doing right now.
Hmm.
Um, it takes a while to get there, um, but yeah, that's um, that's how it
Okay.
works.
Okay, that also means that as you're producing, you produce for platforms like that and produce for cinemas because I want to believe they would have what the basic criteria for a film to even make it to those platforms. So your
Oh
regular,
yes,
yes. Okay.
oh yes, yes. So a lot of times, especially films that um, big films for cinema, also make it to these platforms as well. Don't forget.
Mm.
In fact, these platforms are just by the corner waiting for the film to be done with cinema.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, there's another question. As an upcoming screenwriter, what other closely related roles can someone take in either pre-production or post-production?
Okay, as an upcoming screenwriter. So when you say roles,
So I think you're muted, Ekene. I think the person is trying to say what other maybe course. You're still muted. Okay. I can't hear you. Hi, Ekene. No, you're muted. Oh, there. Okay, I think we're getting to that point. Okay. While we wait for Ekene to come back, we'll also like to mention that.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I think he's back. Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, just give
The audio is
yeah, I
quite.
can hear you now.
Yes, okay,
Yeah,
better.
okay. So when
Oh, I can hear you. Okay.
hear you, I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, now.
So I'm saying when the person says another role, does the person mean another role outside of screenwriting?
Oh, maybe the person will provide that clarity. I'm thinking.
Yeah, because as a screenwriter, your job ends when you are done writing this screen. And when you're done writing the screenplay, you don't you won't come on my set and say this is not how I write it. I will kick you out of my set.
Okay. So once you're done with screenwriting, your job
once
has
you're done with screenwriting, your job is done.
Okay. Okay, so there's another question. How do you source technical sources for your project? For example, film equipment, and how does that impact your budget? Yeah. Also, does that impact your revenue in any way?
So the equipment you shoot with is the quality you're going for. I mean, the kind of equipment that you need to shoot with, or what you're going for. So if you're going to be shooting for Netflix or shooting for Netflix, you know you're not going to use one equipment. So,
Okay, your voice is trailing off. Can for some reason.
can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Hello?
Yes. Okay, I think we may need to start wrapping up because.
Okay, so don't worry. I think it's. Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay. So I was saying, your the projects that you are shooting for determine the kind of equipment you use.
Okay.
And sorry, let me remove my keyboard. I think my keyboard is.
Oh, okay. The audio
Okay,
is
yes.
really okay, man. Go ahead, please.
So how is it now?
It's better, so much better.
Hello?
Yes. Hi, Ekene.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, hello. Hello, Ekene. Oh, there. Okay. Ekene. Okay. So while we wait for him to come back, we would like to mention that like we had mentioned during the launch, that's if you didn't attend, that we will also be having some other live interview sessions with facilitators of some of the other courses that we launched to discuss their experience in their industries and highlight key aspects of the course. The dates for this conversation. So please, can we put up that that screen. Ekene is off the call now. The screen that has the other conversations. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So please, can we put up the screen that has, okay, I think Ekene is back. Hi, Ekene, welcome back. The screen that had the, hello, Ekene. You are muted, please unmute.
Okay, yes. I say yes, I'm back. Like I never left.
Like you never left. Welcome back.
So I was talking about the equipment. I was saying that your level of production determines the kind of equipment you use. And equipment are expensive. There are some lenses that one alone is like 15 million naira or more.
Oh wow.
What am I saying or more? There are some lenses that one alone is like 30 million naira. So
okay.
So the equipment you use will determine, the kind of production you do. And equipment takes, for people like me that make very high-end value films, the equipment we use costs a lot of money.
Okay.
So it takes a large chunk from your budget, trust me.
Okay, great. I think we can okay, just the person that asked the screenwriting question said something else a screenwriter might also love doing. So yes, another job apart from screenwriting. Hey. Hello?
Hello?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
So I'm saying the person that asked the screenwriting question said, yes, another job apart from screenwriting, but something a screenwriter might also love doing.
I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, wow. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
can hear you now.
Okay, the person that asked the screenwriting question said, yes, another job apart from.
You said the person that did what?
That asked the screenwriting question is saying that what they meant is, you can't hear me. Okay, I think we need to. Hello, Ekene. Oh, this is bad. Hello. Can any other person hear me? Let me be sure that it's not just. Ekene, can you hear me now? Okay, I think we need to wrap up because it's actually 10 minutes past 1. We'll take your question outside for the person that asked the question. Okay, you guys can hear me. Is Ekene still on the call? So that we can just, like we mentioned, on the screen, we have the other sessions that we plan to have. So please help us screenshot so you can save the dates and plan to attend. Also, please constantly check our social media pages for reminders and endeavor to attend. There's one more thing that we wanted to wish to do before we go. Is Ekene back on the call? Oh, there. Okay. Yeah, he's here. Ekene, you're muted. Are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we're saying we'll take that question outside since it's not working. But there was something else we wanted to do before we sign out today. So we would like to do something special because a little birdie told us that it's your birthday today. So
Wow.
we have, so please can we move to the birthday video? Thank you. We're not sharing the sound. So it's happy birthday from us at Faith Foundation. So please can we share reactions in the chat box? Wish you many happy returns and all of God's blessings in the new year and beyond. Thank you for spending, a part of this special day with us. Okay, so I think we've come to the end because we really want to let you go now. Okay, yeah, I see the felicitations are coming in now. So I can let you go back and concentrate on the sets. It's been a very productive 1 hour and a little over 1 hour. And it has been a very engaging sessions. I have learned some new things. We encourage everybody to go and sign up for the course. I know, we had wanted to also ask you your experience developing the course. I mean, okay, you're still here. What it was like developing the course. What was your experience like, just working with us to develop this course? Can you say 1 or 2 things, maybe 1 line, 2 words before we sign out?
So I don't know if you can hear me, but thank you all so much for your birthday wishes. I truly appreciate it. It was a whole new experience trying to do this. Working with the team and working with you. You actually made this happen. And for those that don't know, that's the person behind this. And it was such a pleasure working with the team. And us doing the recording and having to, work, with the prompters and co. It was refreshing for me, to be very honest. And I really hope that everyone that registered and registers, and joining, gets the benefits as we intended from the onset. That they'll get. It's packed, it's rich. I won't like to even. I remember while I was doing it, I was even learning some new things myself, because it's a very rich, it's a very rich curriculum. Lots of things. Like, I don't think anything was left out. I don't think anything was left out. So I am very confident that everyone that registers to be a part of it would get value for their time. Everyone.
All right. Thank you for your time and your expertise. We'll put the link once again to the course in the chat for those who don't have it.
Sorry,
so
I have to leave.
Yes, we're ending the call now. So once again, we'll say we look forward to connecting with you all in the course and all the other courses that we have on our eLearn platform. So please sign up if you haven't signed up. Thank you. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day. So let's have that in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.